My name is Tabitha Romero, and I'm the Wild Horse and Burro Specialist for Southern Nevada Bureau of Land Management. In Southern Nevada, we had a lot of mining activity and prospecting activity due to the minerals that are found here naturally. So donkeys were originally brought in as pack animals to help with the labor portion of this mining. And then once the mining was complete, the prospectors just ended up leaving them for the most part, and they began to just live in a wild state. A prospector would use a donkey mainly as a pack animal, so they would have special pack saddles or special bags that would be slung over their backs, and they would be able to fit inside the mine shafts because of their smaller size, and that would allow them to haul the ore from the back of the mine out to where they would process it in front of the mine. Burros were not only used for mining activities in and out of the mine shafts, but they're also used to breed mules, and these mules were utilized to pull heavy loads like what you see in the 20-mule team pictures from historical Nevada days. The difference between a burro and a mule is that a burro is just a normal donkey, and a mule is a cross between a donkey and a horse. And so mules are larger like a horse, but they have the brains of a burro, and that gives them the ability to be a little bit easier to work with when hauling large loads like they did back in the mining days. Jackson is a formerly wild burro that was gathered here in the Red Rock Herd Management area, and he's used for public outreach and education to let people know about the fact that we have wild burros in Southern Nevada, what their role is here, and how they can potentially adopt one for their own personal animal. Jackson's adoption was sponsored by the Southern Nevada Conservancy, who is a partner group for the Southern Nevada Bureau of Land Management. They ensured that Jackson was well-mannered and gentled for our outreach and education programs, and they still help in the participation of his outreach and education events. One of the most frequently asked questions about Jackson is where he's from, and so that gives us the opportunity to educate people about the Mojave Desert and its fragile ecosystems and how we are working to preserve and protect not only the wild horses and burros in the Mojave, but other native species. Wild burros aren't native here, and so the resources that they stress primarily are forage and water. And so everything that they're eating, it's also taking away from other native species that are present. And it's the same thing with water. There's only so much water in the desert, and when you have a large animal like a burro drinking that water along with the other native species, it's just spreading that resource a little bit too thin, and it's creating quite a drastic impact overall for that ecosystem. Within the BLM Wild Horse and Burro Adoption Program, we have several different options to where somebody can adopt an animal. It's either directly from a facility. We also have prison training programs where you can pick up a gentled or a saddle-trained horse or burro. And we also have tip trainers that can pick up animals for you and then gentle them, and that way you can have a fully trained and gentle, well-behaved animal when you bring it home. The Wild Horse and Burro Management Program helps with the overpopulation issues in the western rangelands of removing those animals from those rangelands and then placing them into private care, so that way we can get a little bit of the stress off of the range and allow it to better support the remaining populations. There's nothing more gratifying than being able to get these animals and place them into loving forever homes to where they are enjoyed for many years to come.